If you thought the Queen's passing meant that things in the British monarchy would stay on the down low these next couple months, you were dead wrong. In fact, the dramas have already started piling up, and we're really stunned about this recent one. Today, let's talk about how Prince William's godmother quit the palace over comments to a black charity boss. Stay tuned as we talk all about it and more. Starting with the resignation, Lady Susan Hussey, who was the late Queen's lady-in-waiting, has resigned and issued an apology after asking a black British charity CEO where she was truly from. On a recent night, during a charity event held at the palace, attendees questioned Ngozi Fulani, the event's organizer, about her past, and obviously no one was expecting that to happen, not even the victim herself. Fulani said that she was in complete shock that something like that had happened to her in this day and age. The palace has expressed its sadness and disapproval of the comments. An official representing William cleared that racism has no place in modern society. They stated the statements were intolerable, and the person should have resigned immediately. Lady Hussey, who resigned at age 83, was a close companion of the late Queen and even attended her burial with the late Duke of Edinburgh. She had been a valued member of the royal family for many years, and her most recent responsibilities included assisting with event holding at Buckingham Palace. Up next, here's what Fulani had to say. The founder of an organization that helps victims of domestic violence, Ngozi Fulani, said a staff member questioned her many times about her origins for absolutely no reason at all. Fulani, a Brit, detailed the interaction on Twitter and called it offensive. Let's talk about why that is. She attended the Queen Consort's gathering to raise awareness about violence against women and stated the experience would never leave her. In an interview with the independent website, Ms. Fulani characterized the problem as systemic rather than personal. There is systemic racism at play here. I was in shock after it happened, and anybody who knows me knows I don't take this kind of nonsense, she added. But I had to consider so many other things. As a black person, I found myself in this horrible place where I wanted to say something, but what happened would automatically be seen as my fault. It would bring my charity, Sister Space, down. It would be, oh, she has a chip on their shoulder. But even after all that had been said to her, Miss Fulani remained graceful in her argument and expressed her distaste over the defamation of Lady Hussey. Mandu Reid, an ear witness to the exchange, informed BBC News that Lady Hussey had asked her several racist, insensitive questions. The head of the Women's Equality Party expressed disbelief at the fact that Miss Fulani was questioned about her nationality after having previously stated that she was born and raised in the United Kingdom. Not to forget, a detailed look at what happened. After the event, Fulani tweeted that a staff member had approached her within 10 minutes of her arrival, moved her hair aside so she could see her name badge, and then introduced herself. The rest of the day was a blur, she claimed. She says the employee repeatedly inquired as to her place of origin 7 times. Jeez. The CEO initially responded with Sister Space, the name of the women's charity she directs. Fulani elaborated by saying that both she and the organization have a home in Hackney. The chief executive officer claims she was then asked, "No, what part of Africa are you from?" Fulani claims she repeatedly told the employee that she is a British citizen and resident of the United Kingdom, only to be met with responses like, "No, but where do you really come from?" and "I can see I'm going to have a challenge getting you to say where you are from." The CEO went on to say that there was nobody to report it to, and that she and the other 2 ladies were so startled into temporary silence as a result of the incident. So, in order to stop the situation from getting any worse, she said that she just stood at the corner of the room, smiled, engaged with a couple of guests who came to her, and then just waited to leave. Following up, a glimpse into the damage control. The palace said in a statement that they take this event very seriously and have launched an emergency investigation to uncover the exact details. They also said that unacceptable and profoundly unfortunate remarks have been made in this case. They claimed that they had contacted Ngozi Fulani about this and invited to meet with her in person to address all aspects of her experience. Meanwhile, the palace said that the offending party wanted to offer her sincere condolences for the pain she has caused and has finally resigned from her position with immediate effect. They tried to make amends through their statement by saying, "All members of the House are reminded of the diversity and inclusivity policies which they are required to uphold at all times." Nadine White, the Independent's race reporter, claims that Fulani has not heard from the palace or been offered an apology. Later, a royal insider said that the British monarchy has made contact with one of the organizations Fulani is affiliated with. Fulani was asked to attend the event because of her advocacy for ending violence against women and girls. Let's talk about whether the British monarchy has a racism problem. First off, the issue with the children. People are now detecting a trend here. There have been several times when racist remarks have been brought up but dismissed dismissed as a one-time thing. But now that these one-time events are happening almost every couple of months, people are curious to know if there is actually a racism problem in the British monarchy, and that's exactly what we're going to be uncovering today. So, the most recent one was this incident with Fulani and Lady Susan, but there was another incident that was explained by Harry and Meghan, which reeked of racism. Queen Consort Camilla was labeled the racist royal for alleged remarks she made regarding Archie's skin tone. Outrage over her alleged racist conduct started when she gave Paddington Bear to kids. Sarah Vine, the novelist and critic of the royal family, shed light on the matter. Miss Vine began by bringing up the issue and explaining how the Queen Consort was criticized online when she's homed hundreds of Paddington Bears left at Buckingham Palace as a homage to the late Queen at Barnardo's nursery in East London. Yeah, you couldn't make this up if you tried. Camilla distributed plush animals and gave hugs to the children in attendance, including one hesitant 2-year-old who approached her to see what the commotion was about. However, within hours, the hashtag racist royal family was trending on Twitter when a film of her caressing a child's sleeve was shared as proof she so dislikes black people that she won't even touch one. In reality, she was only admiring a bracelet on the small girl's wrist when she lifted her sleeve. Finally, the drama with Meghan and Harry's child. Now, this one's on Charles back when he was a prince. A new book says that Prince Charles worried about the skin tone of Harry and Meghan Markle's future children and unknowingly created the gap between the marriage and the British royal family. According to an insider, Prince Charles asked his wife, "I wonder what their children will look like," on the morning of November 27, 2017, the same day the engagement of the duo was publicly announced. Apparently, surprised by the inquiry, Camilla said, "Well, very stunning. I'm confident." With his voice softer, Charles added, "I mean, what do you think the complexion of their children would be?" A representative for Prince Charles stated to the Post that this was fiction and not deserving of any further discussion. Anderson stopped short of naming Charles as the senior royal of whom Harry and Meghan were so sensationally accusatory in their chat with Oprah. Meghan said in March's broadcast that she and Harry had discussed the possibility that their newborn boy Archie's skin tone would be on the darker side. Those were chats that the family had with Harry. Harry's anger is also revealed in the book when he protests Charles, who, according to another source, informed the prince he was being too delicate about the subject. William, who supposedly shares this insensitive viewpoint, has been quoted as saying that the remark about his family's skin tone was insensitive but not racist. When Harry went nuclear with his charges on national television, his elder brother publicly stood firm. "They are not a racist family," he said. Geez, their actions usually prove otherwise. That's a wrap for this video. So, what do you think of the racist comment by Lady Susan? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.